you had a mug that says, what does it say again? Be thankful always. There's so many things to say about that. Okay, first, let's practice the muscle of being thankful, and then I'll say more about the always. My desire is that we all practice doing gratitude differently than how we're taught to do it. How are you taught to do gratitude? Or like, what's the mainstream idea about gratitude practice you think that's out there?
Making long lists of things you're thankful for.
Yes, right? And so you're talking about making long lists. What comes to mind for me is just verbal diarrheaing lists of things I'm thankful for, including many things that are just obvious and always on repeat. I'm thankful that I have a house to live in, that there's this, that there's that, that my people are healthy. It's not that I'm not thankful about that, but it becomes a sort of rote exercise where I have no feeling attached to it at all.
Suggesting people are not connected to their feelings and paying attention to it every moment?
Yes.
You might be right.
So let's practice gratitude a different way. And I like to call it like an embodied gratitude practice. Let's use the prompt, something that I'm thankful for or grateful for is, right? And if you're willing, you use that prompt, you say a thing, and then I'll walk you through the rest of it.
Something that I'm thankful for is Soraya.
So can you take a moment to feel your butt on the chair? Even notice the smile that comes on your face as you said that. And feel into the truth of that statement. I feel thankful for Soraya, right? Yeah, can you feel into the truth of that? Like whether it's 1% or 100% true, something in your body says, that's a true statement. Okay. Now, can we feel into the part of you that feels the thankful part? Right? I feel thankful. Like, how does that show up? That might show up a little bit differently than, oh, that feels true.
So I'm noticing something that I think is important. I have a different experience of just a thankful, warm, open, how do I describe this? There's a big, full, warm feeling that I experience with some gratitude. And then there's gratitude that's like overwhelming and I just want to weep about it, which I think is a bit of a distraction from the largeness of that warm, round sensation.
So what would your typical pattern be? To go into the weeping, or to like shut it down altogether and not feel any of it, or to feel a smaller version of it?
No, I think it would be a weeping, but the weeping doesn't take me out of my head. It's like the weeping is my head interpretation of the sensation. So if I'm just like, hey, no, we're having a body moment now, then the weeping feeling transmutes into that warm, big round.
I see. Okay. So for you, it's not the urge to weep, it's a thinking about weeping?
No, it's an urge to weep, but it's because I'm in my head about the gratitude instead of in my body about the gratitude.
So what you're saying is you're aware that the urge to weep is coming from a brain thing.
I became aware of it during this call. Yes.
And you're aware that, oh, I'm in my head and I'd like to actually see what it's like to come back to body.
And I didn't know those were the same thing expressed in different parts.
Isn't that neat?
Yes. It's really telling. If I'm because I have gratitude all the time in a very overwhelming physical way. And if I'm deeper into an embodiment practice, if that's the focus of my life at that time, it'll be that warm, big feeling. But if I'm super busy and spinning in my head all the time, it'll be up there in that.
And I think what you're saying is when I'm up there, even though it's a bigger feeling, it's not actually a gratitude that I get to enjoy.
Yeah, it's more of a thing you want to not be happening.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That was a thankful thing, and now we're like, shut it down.
Yeah, that's an inherent shutdown. Like there's so many shutdowns inside me that I must give some attention to not be shut down.
Yeah. So here we played with just naming something we're thankful for, feeling the part of the body that's like, yeah, that's true. And then after that, we're like, okay, let's dip into how it feels to feel the thankfulness, which is a different kind of feeling than feeling that a statement is true. And like when we're new to all this, we're like, what? But as we practice more, we realize, oh, those are actually distinct feeling experiences. Now, can we add a little bit more to this practice?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was just one option. And can you feel that? What's the difference between what we just did and writing a big long list of things?
It's like writing a list doesn't even really exist.
Right? And this was just one thing. Like this isn't even the 15 on your list. And sometimes writing down a list of 15 is deceiving because we're like 15 things. Like that's a lot of things. And then comes the should. I should feel really good. There's 15 great things in my life. But actually I felt nothing. And then we're like, oh, what's wrong with me? Why aren't I grateful? I have these 15 great things. Well, we probably don't feel the connection with the gratitude because we're not actually like having a body experience, a felt sense of the gratitude. We're having an exercise of writing things down, which is very different. Here's another way. Let's say that again. Something I'm thankful for is, and let's use Soraya. Let's use this exact same example, and then I'll add on something for you.
Something I'm grateful for is Soraya.
I'm grateful for her because.
Interesting. So I have to go into my head to find words.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm grateful for her because she is a delight.
And what that gives me is.
What that gives me is delight.
Yeah, so let yourself feel that. You can stay as long as you want. You can be done when you want. Right? I'm grateful for Soraya because she's a delight and it gives me delight. What is the difference between this one and I'm grateful for Soraya?
I don't know.
Yeah, so that's something to be curious about, right? If we're just saying, I'm grateful for this, right? This is a bit of a trick question because we did the felt sense of I'm grateful for Soraya, but let's just say we didn't do that. And we did, I'm grateful for Soraya. Okay. What's the difference between I'm grateful for Soraya and I'm grateful for Soraya because she's a delight and it brings me delight?
It brings me more into I want to say like a visual moment instead of a thought.
Yes. So we just walk through two different ways to be with gratitude in a more embodied way. One is to like name it out loud. And that's the other thing we usually don't do. We don't name it out loud. Name it out loud, feel the truth of it, and feel the gratitude part of it, the thankfulness part of it. Okay, that's one option. The other option is name it and continue with the because, right? And that brings us deeper and closer into what it gives us. And it gives it more dimension and depth. Like it's easy. I could walk anywhere and say, oh, I'm grateful for Surrey. I'm grateful for Steph. I'm grateful for my friend Amanda. I'm grateful for my partner. I just felt none of that. Right? But I'm grateful for Steph because, and it, like you said, it makes me pause. I have to pause with it because I'm like, oh, I want to reflect. Oh, I'm grateful for you because you helped me see that different isn't wrong and bad. And then when I feel that, I'm like, oh, that's very precious to me. But listing you off in a list of, oh, and I'm also grateful for that person and my warm bed and whatever. Like now I felt none of it. I don't even know why I'm grateful for you. Right. So because even if you don't want to do an embodied version, if maybe that feels a bit too vulnerable to do, or you're like, I don't have time to do that right now, just adding the because to I'm grateful for makes a significant difference.